wedding cake designers are very artistic. It's amazing. They have to have an imagination above most other cake makers.
Everything about it is creative. It's a work of art.
And one such artist is Jack Phillips, owner of Masterpiece Cakeshop in Lakewood, Colorado.
Love to draw, love to learn to paint in high school. From my earliest memories, I was coloring and drawing all the time. And always had a pencil in my hand in school. And if they needed a 10-page term paper, it would be 9 illustrations and a map. I realized that I could make a living at it and do this and enjoy it as well after I first went to work in a bakery. And immediately I fell in love with the baking end of it. And when I would eventually open a bakery, that it would be a cake shop where I would make cakes and use all the art that was in my background. Light pastel blue. I have palette knives. I buy them at art stores because they work on the cakes, different shapes. I have, I don't know, a whole lot of different paint brushes. There'll be a lot of different tools like that. You use sticks, you use cardboard, like decorative implements.
The name Masterpiece Cakeshop is deeply meaningful to Jack.
First meaning is masterpiece is artwork, and then it's Masterpiece Cakeshop to indicate that it's cakes, and not just a bakery, but it's a place where you get artistic cakes. And part of the name also is master, and that comes from the Gospel of Matthew, where Jesus says, "No man can serve two masters." When I do this, it's not because I want to make a lot of money, it's because I want to do what I do to honor God and serve Him faithfully.
Jack's been running Masterpiece Cakeshop for 24 years and has welcomed and served everyone that comes through his doors, but he doesn't design cakes for every event.
If somebody were to ask me to make a cake for a divorce, which has happened, and that's a cake that I had to turn away.
Jack's been asked to make anti-American cakes, cakes for bachelor parties, cakes with profanity on them, and even cakes that disparage the LGBT community, all of which he cannot make in good conscience.
I'm not going to do cakes that I would have to explain to my mom or my granddaughter when they're sitting in the showcase.
Artists turn down work all the time that would violate their conscience, but Jack's decision not to design one particular cake has nearly destroyed his business and landed him before the Colorado Civil Rights Commission.
The day the two gentlemen came in, it was a busy afternoon, and so I went around the desk and sat down with them. So, what can I do for you? Well, we're here to look at wedding cakes, and it's for our wedding. And right away I know that that's not something I'm going to be able to create for them, so I told them, I'll sell you cookies, brownies, birthday cake, pretty much everything that I make. That's just a cake that I can't, make. They took offense at that, got mad, jumped up, flipped me off, swore at me, and stormed out of the shop.
And soon, the death threats came.
Somebody threatened to come and shoot me. He kept calling and calling and calling and telling me where he was. So I called the police, told my daughter to go hide in the back. And not to come out until I told her it's okay. It's not about turning away these people. It's about not doing a cake for an event, a religious, sacred event that conflicts with my conscience.
The Colorado Civil Rights Commission ordered Jack to make cakes for same-sex weddings. So to avoid violating the commission's order and his religious convictions, Jack stopped making wedding cakes altogether.
The commission's ruling has resulted in Jack losing 40% of his business. Think about that for a minute. That's 40% of his family's income.
At one point, just before this, I had 10 employees. When a payroll came, I wrote 10 checks. Now we write 4, and one of them's mine.
In this case, the state wants to have its cake and eat it too. On the one hand, it wants to punish, to silence, and even ruin Jack and his family and his cake shop because it disagrees with his beliefs on marriage. But yet 3 other bakeries who were asked by a Christian customer to design custom cakes that would oppose same-sex marriage, the same commissioners that compared Jack's beliefs to the Holocaust told those bakers that they had the right not to design cakes. These laws are being used not only to silence, not only to punish, but to ruin creative professionals that don't agree with the government's ideology on marriage. They could force a Democratic speechwriter to have to write for a Republican candidate. They could force a Muslim painter to have to custom paint a visual depiction of Muhammad in violation of their convictions.
Alliance Defending Freedom will defend Jack's freedom to live and work consistent with his convictions at the United States Supreme Court.
My hope at the end of all this is that the U.S. Supreme Court determines that creative professionals, artists, are free to choose the avenues that they are going to work in, which artwork they choose to create, which artwork they choose to deny, based on their conscience.
All Americans want that right. We should support Jack's right, even if we support same-sex marriage, because conscience is something we all want to have the right to live by, and that the Constitution guarantees for every single person. So this isn't just about the rights of someone who believes marriage is between a man and a woman. It's about the right of all of us to be able to disagree and to be comfortable with that and give each other enough space, enough room to live consistent with our convictions. And if we want a truly diverse and tolerant society, we need to ask ourselves, are we really willing to force Jewish, Catholic, Protestant, Muslim, creative professionals, people like Jack, from the public square simply because they hold a belief that marriage is between a man and a woman, a belief that is cut across all civilizations, cultures, and religions, and races throughout millennia? I think not. Tolerance should be a two-way street.
All right, anything else for you today?
Though the customers are fewer today, many come from long distances to support Jack and his artistic work.
I came from Encampment, Wyoming, a town of 400 people, and I came down to support him to show that there are other people that feel the same way.
And he custom made it for us. It's a masterpiece. It is one of his masterpieces.
My bakery, my family, my life, the work that I get to do is a gift from God, and I want to honor Him in everything that I do. And when I finish in this life, for Him to say, well done, good and faithful. Well done, good and faithful servant.